Hello and welcome to another episode of Art Tips and Life Blips. This is your host and illustrator Siege, and today we're going to be talking about motivation. Well, in my personal belief, I think laziness is kind of brought on by many things, but most people aren't inherently lazy. Like, sometimes it can be a sign for bigger things, sometimes it's a fear and natural defense against failing, and other times, as blunt as it is, it's just because you don't really want what you say it is that you want. The bottom line is that motivation and being lazy, it's really up to you. Like the bottom line is that it is up to you 100%. And I'm going to explain this. I'm not saying that people don't have problems. I'm not saying that there isn't a mental illness that is stopping you, because that could very much be the case. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes down to it, nobody can make you do anything that you don't want to do. Nobody can force you into something. People can try to guide you and show you the proper way, but until you personally decide that that is exactly what you want to do at that moment, nobody can change you. Nobody can get you to do anything. You have to be the final person to be like, okay, I'll do this. It's completely up to you. And so if you find that you have a problem, like you find that you really can't focus on anything, if you have something blocking you, you might be in depression, you might actually have like severe ADD, ADHD or something like that, or something that's keeping you away from starting your work, you have to go out and get help for that situation. You need to go, okay, you know what, I'm having a lot of trouble. It's time for me to go and see a therapist. It's time for me to go see a doctor. It's time for me to go figure out my problems, join a counseling circle, it's time for me to go and talk to somebody and do something about my situation. It's still up to you. Nobody else can force you to do that. Nobody else can get you to do that except for yourself. And so you have to deal with that on your own. It's not always about it's not, and I always find this a little bit ridiculous when someone says, if you can't just start and do it yourself, then that means you don't want it at all. It's not true. It's not that simple with people. Our minds are way too powerful and way too complex to really just throw it down to that one thing. But the real issue is that you have the power to change your problems. You need to make the first step to fixing those issues that are stopping you from doing what you want to do, and then doing them after you fix those problems. And for some people, it really is that they don't really want it. Some people enjoy talking about things more than actually doing them. They enjoy the thought and the excitement and the build-up of getting it all done in their head. Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy, we're gonna do this, that. When it comes down to actually doing the work, they're not really on point. And that's true. It's very true, because I've done that with certain things. I've been so excited about the idea, the concept, the build-up. It was so cool, but when it actually came down to actually getting up and putting in work to do that thing, I'm like, actually, maybe I'm not that interested in it. You need to admit that to yourself. You need to find out if it's really something that you're passionate about, really something that you're actually interested in. And if it's not, then stop wasting people's time and stop wasting your own time. If it is something that you really want to do and you feel like you're actually blocked, something in your head is really stopping you from doing it, you need to make the first step to go and get help, whether it's listening to people like me who just counsel and push you guys forward, or if it's going to a registered therapist or getting an actual counselor or a life coach or something like that. It's up to you to go and get yourself out of there and get yourself started. There's a ton of ways to get motivated and get started. Like, you can write notes to yourself, you can go and do exercise before you start working, you can make a certain routine, whereas in the morning you do a certain thing, you always make your bed in the morning, and then after that you always brush your teeth, and then you always cook right after that. Then you get started and your body will start to adapt and feel like, okay, after I finish cooking, then I'm supposed to start working for the day. There's certain things like that you can do. But if you have a problem that's bigger than that, then you need to go and get help, and you need to do it on your own. I can say this a billion times, but until you decide to go and do it yourself, nobody else can help you, and anybody that tries to help you is wasting their time, because you will not listen. You're not really lazy, you're just blocked. Alright, thanks guys for watching this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. And also, I wanted to thank you guys for last week. If you missed it, I actually put up a piece of work for free high resolution file, PSD, and you could look at all my layers and see what I did. It was actually pay what you want, share if you can't. I'm going to be putting out another piece for next week. So the next video that's going to be coming out is going to have another download on it, but it's going to be a full illustration this time, so not just a sketch like the last one. I am gone, very, very busy, so I will see you all next week. Peace.